The state of Utah has filed charges against the Charlie Kirk assassin. They've revealed text messages between the assassin and his roommate and confirmed that the assassin, the suspected assassin, was an LGBTQ plus activist. Roll this up over at culturecrusader.substack.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over there and become a subscriber and support my work bringing this to you. So in a 10-page document, the state charged Robinson with aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, 2 counts tampering with a witness, and a violent offense committed in the presence of a child. As part of the aggravated murder and felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury charges, the state added victim targeting enhancement, which states that Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. We'll get to more of that here in a little bit. As part of its probable cause statement, Brian Davis of the Utah State Bureau of Investigations shared that following a manhunt, Robinson surrendered to police. Additionally, DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger. He then provided a brief timeline, writing, after shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his lover roommate to delete incriminating text messages and not to talk to police. And that also explains the various charges that he is facing as well, and the charges that they have filed. The document goes on to provide details regarding the investigation that a police officer discovered the suspected sniper location almost immediately after the shot was taken, and they used surveillance footage to piece together Robinson's escape and the location where he left his rifle. The rifle, ammunition rounds, and a towel that wrapped the rifle were forensically processed, and DNA consistent with Robinson's was found on the trigger, other parts of the rifle, the fired cartridge casing, 2 of the 3 unfired cartridges, and the towel. Regarding Robinson turning himself in, the document states that his mother believed her son was the shooter after seeing a photo of him that was released by authorities. She then questioned him via a phone call to determine where he was. He claimed he was sick at his home and had been sick on September 10th as well when the assassination took place. However, she seemingly did not buy his story and shared her concern with her husband, who agreed that the photo looked like their son. The father then contacted his son and asked for a photo of the rifle, which he believed matched the description the police had shared. He had given the rifle to his son as a gift sometime in the past. Robinson did not respond to that request. However, he was able to speak to him over the phone. The father was able to speak to him over the phone and was able to talk him down from committing suicide. During this conversation, Robinson, or the state of Utah, also states that Robinson also, quote, implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil, and the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate. They talked about Robinson turning himself in and convinced Robinson to speak with a family friend who is a retired deputy sheriff. At Robinson's father's request, the family friend met with Robinson and his parents and convinced Robinson to turn himself in. The charging document also noted that Robinson's mother informed authorities that Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one of these conversations, Kirk's TPUSA event at Utah Valley University was mentioned, and Robinson also accused Kirk of spreading hate. That was a quote from the document, accused Kirk of spreading hate. As for the roommate, this individual shared that he received messages from Robinson about the shooting and provided these messages to police. One of the messages included instructions to look under Robinson's keyboard, where the roommate discovered a note that said this: "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Upon reading the note, the following text messages between the roommate and Robinson took place. We're going to go through and read these. So after reading the note, the roommate responded to Robinson saying, "What? You're joking, right?" And Robinson said, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." The roommate responded, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" And Robinson responded, "I am. I'm sorry." The roommate then replied, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson says, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." And the roommate then said, "Why?" And Robinson questioned, "Why did I do it?" And the roommate said, "Yeah." Robinson said, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle and scene, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." The roommate then responded saying, "How long have you been planning this?" And Robinson said, "A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it." Robinson then responded saying, "I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge you woo on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a $2,000 scope." Robinson then informed the roommate to delete this exchange. And he also said, "My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering." He then said, "Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about. Love." And then the roommate said, "I'm much more worried about you." And Robinson said, "Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent." Obviously, it looks like there are some other messages that might have taken place in between some of these because we have the ellipses here, but these are the text messages that are included in the charging documents. Took a screenshot of the charging document and put it in here in this article for you all to read. Finally, the document ends noting that the police searched Robinson's residence and discovered a shell casing with etchings like the etchings found on the shells in the rifle near Utah Valley University. Police also found several targets with bullet holes in Robinson's home. So this is the most recent information regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is what we have learned from the charging documents from the state of Utah against Tyler James Robinson, the suspected assassin of Charlie Kirk. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?